Welcome to 10 Minute Treasure. My name is Jeff Pospisil. And today what I want to cover is there is some confusion about where exactly do you send a check or go to make a payment for your Global Methodist financial obligations. It is a crazy season, and most of us came from a denomination where we just wrote one check, and that denomination split it up into whatever, 3 or 4 different places. Well, now we find ourselves writing 2 or even 3 checks or even more than that to pay our financial obligations. And so what I want to do is I just want to make that clear. I'm going to show that in this video. One of the things I want to say as a disclaimer, this channel, my blog, all that kind of stuff, this is one of those side things I do. I try to help churches. I just want to help Global Methodist churches. But if you want the most accurate, most accurate information, go to their website, globalmethodist.org. If you want miscellaneous thoughts of mine relating to church finances, go to jctaccounting.com. Some of this, it will age better than other things. I try to give you the information that I know best as I can at that time. I just want it to be current and relevant, but I'm not going to ensure that a video I did 3 years ago, 4 years ago is accurate. So if you want the most current information, go to globalmethodist.org. All right, let's get to it. Let's go over just really quickly an overview of what the financial obligations are. So first of all, if your pastor is on the Global Methodist benefits, so if they're on the pension or the health insurance, that is your first financial obligation relating to the denomination. The second one would be your conference connectional funding. So that is the apportionments. It's not really apportionments anymore. It's connectional funding relating to your region. And then the last one is the general church connectional funding. So that's I don't want to say the A word, but that's the connectional funding or the support for the denomination as a whole. All right, so let's go look at these one by one. For all 3 of these financial obligations, we're going to start right here at the globalmethodist.org website. So globalmethodist.org, and over on the far right there is the menu button. So click on that, and then that'll open up. And if you follow it over to resources and then benefits and insurance information, that's the very second one. Click on that. And right now, this video, we're not going to talk about how we calculate the amount. That's actually going to come out in a different video, and it'll help you to even verify the amounts that you're being billed and the breakdown of it. But let's go ahead and scroll on down. You're going to see some news about the transition to Guidestone. That'll also be a future video. Our various forms that are available, as well as descriptions of the plans. Our benefits team, which are wonderful and will help you with any issues. And then here's what we're looking at for today is where do you make a payment? So if you write a check, Global Methodist Church, and it goes to Reynoldsburg, Ohio, P.O. Box 1158. So Reynoldsburg, Ohio is for any benefits payments relating to your pastor. And your bill will come by email. That's what this says. There's instructions here if you want to pay it online, but your invoice comes by email. So if you're not receiving it, go ahead and contact our benefits team, and they'll make sure that it's going to the right email. So that is the first one. Let's go ahead and look at conference connectional funding. And there's a big difference between if your conference has been approved as a provisional conference or district, or if you are in transitional status. Those that are in transitional status, those are still paid to the general church. And we'll talk about that later. But if yours is a provisional conference, then you pay it right to your provisional conference. And if you don't have that website already bookmarked, I'll just go ahead and show you where to find them from our website. So you go to menu and then down to connect and then provisional conferences and districts. There's also, like I said, the transitional ones, but we're going to click on the provisional ones. And you can see all of our different conferences. This should be hopefully a good link to your website. I think they all are. We try to make sure this is accurate and up to date. So I'm just going to pick a couple of them. One, I'll pick Alabama, Emerald, and Northeast. So let's look at the Northeast. So if I was going to here, and this is the first time I ever been here, I'd wonder, okay, where do I go to pay my connectional funding? And sometimes you're going to look and you can see, like here, connectional funding. Usually they're under resources or they're under the donate tab. Those are the two most common places. So if I go to connectional funding, there's a little bit of a talk about that. There's some explanation. There's a worksheet. There's a remittance form, and things are getting set up. The one thing I don't see is actually, give online for Northeast connectional funding. So you could either pay by paper, and if I click on that, you have a nice clean form, and it actually looks like a beautiful form for where to go to pay online. Or pay where to send the check. Where to send the check. You can see actually they are doing my job for me in that they have the address and the email for the general church, and then they also have it for the treasurer. And there's a nice little snipping line to snip them in two. So that's really cool. Um, and then there is also a way to give online. If you're not able to find it, sometimes church conferences, when they are just getting established, it takes them a little bit of time to actually go ahead and put this out there. But you could always find contact information. So even for this one, I'm kind of looking at it, connectional support. And again, here's the form, the worksheet. Is there a place to pay online? I don't know for sure. Maybe it's under donations, is what I would check. And if it's not there, and for here, I don't see it that this is necessarily for connectional funding. But guess what? There's always going to be a way to contact people. And just go ahead and contact them and say, I'm a church and I'm in this case, the Alabama Emerald Coast Provisional Conference. And where do I send my connectional funding? And can I pay it online? And just send that off. Somebody will help you. There's also the email address right here. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the Global Methodist website. I just did the back button a couple times, and now I want to show you where to give online. So for the general church, we go to back to our menu, and we go to connectional funding. And we have been emailing out these forms. We should really put them on the website. That'll be happening probably sooner than later. We're looking at making a major change by March to where we update this page, but it'll still be similar. You'll still go to the globalmethodist.org and the connectional funding page. And there'll be a way to give online, and this is what it is currently for at least the next month. And then there is a place at the very bottom that shows, okay, what if you don't want to pay it online? Where do you send your connectional funding otherwise? And there's our address. So 11905 Bowman Drive, Fredericksburg, Virginia. And then there is a link to email us or to call us. Like there should be a payment form here too. We just don't have that online right now, but we have emailed it to the churches. All right, I hope that was helpful. And what I plan on doing, by the way, the next couple videos is I want to do one on verifying that your benefits billings are correct and where you go to find the information that we're using to create your billing. So, and then the other one I want to do is one on just connectional funding, going through the actual calculation and making sure that that looks correct. We're working on a nice brand new remittance form, and I get to show it off then. So, all right, till next time, God bless you.